One of my recent social media posts asked me a question. Um, do you think that prayer works? I've been blessed to be engaged in that question for most of my life, I think. So I'd like to address that. As far as I'm aware of in the scientific community, I don't know if we've ever been able to create a really objective, scientific, reproducible, duplicatable um, demonstration that prayer somehow supernaturally gives you an advantage. But I believe that there's quite a bit of evidence to show that depending on your belief, that if you are in a moment of prayer, um, it does affect your physiology and psychology, depending on your belief. And so the benefits are more individualistic. I can't guarantee that it's going to be a collective impact. I can't guarantee that you pray for wealth, for instance, that you somehow miraculously are going to get somebody dropping off some cash in your mailbox or something. But do believe that the highest of prayer is the acknowledgement of the hidden order that's already in your life that you may be overlooking. So I always say the highest of prayers, the greatest of prayers is gratitude, where you actually are not thinking there's an error or a mistake or some flaw or something missing, and subjugating yourself and humbling yourself to some anthropomorphic deity, which is a projection of your own mind, hoping that some part of yourself or some outside supernatural thing is going to somehow take care of your problems. I don't find that to be the most productive thing. But I do believe, less probabilistic, let's put it that way. I do believe that finding the hidden order in the chaos and asking quality questions to alter your perception or alter your decisions or altering your actions to increase the probability of achieving something that's realistic and that's objective and that is aligned with what you value most makes more sense. So, do I and have I used prayers before? Yep. I have been in situations where I didn't see within my capacity answers to things, and I dissociated from those and then imagined something greater than myself in order to bring in an answer or to make myself feel at ease. And so I have definitely done that. And I'm a firm believer that that has a use as a stage of development. But I think as we gain more understanding and more wisdom, we take on more accountability. It was Epictetus, the Greek philosopher, that said, first you blame things on the outside and give credit to things on the outside. Then you blame and give credit to yourself. And then you realize there's nothing there to blame or give credit to. There's just a hidden order in life. There's nothing to judge, nothing to think of better or worse or improvement or disimprovement. It's just order. Thank you. So I think thank you is the greatest of all prayers. Thank you for what is as it is. And I think that's the thing that's most useful. Now, if you have found in your experience that going into prayer has calmed your mind, centered your physiology, helped you in healing, helped you come to a more objective, calm state where you're not in your amygdala to be able to answer questions and solve problems, and allow you to now see more synchronicities in your life because when you're living more congruently, your filtering mechanism of your pulvinar nuclear thalamus tends to see more opportunities that are aligned with what your intention is. If you use that, fantastic. I'm not against that. I think that that's a useful tool. But I don't think it's because of some supernatural mechanism. I'm not against the idea of panpsychism that maybe there's some sort of an intelligence that's permeating subatomic to astronomical domains, but I can't say that it's some anthropomorphic or zoomorphic projection of our own anxieties onto it. I think it's more of a field of possible intelligence. Now, do I believe that prayer is useful and has it served people through the centuries? Yeah. Do I believe that it can also be delusional and basically dodging the accountabilities and the growth and development of the mind to be able to solve problems and be accountable for those problems and figure out new solutions instead of just passing the buck onto something outside yourself. I believe that we can evolve our prayer to one from dissociation from challenges and hoping something outside is going to solve our problem to one of acknowledging there's already a solution in place and we just haven't seen it, and be acknowledging it with gratitude. So I'm okay with it. I know that just like in elementary school, they have to teach you that an atom is a little ball until you're ready to understand the abstract mathematical understanding of it. And even then, it's a mystery. Same thing when it comes to this. If we go through our development and the way our brain is set up, we go through different levels of understanding of the usefulness of prayer. And so I'm not against it. I see that it's essential. I see millions of people utilizing it. But if I look at it from a scientific objective view, I can't say it's some supernatural thing. I do believe that there's a rational mechanism of what benefits we believe is happening as a result of it. And there, I would pursue the answers to those questions to solve that so we can make something duplicatable and really rational that we can use. But some people prefer to just pray, and okay with that. I'm not here to judge anybody for their beliefs along the way. I've certainly had different stages of beliefs and awareness along my journey, but I do believe that from an objective scientific perspective, there are more powerful ways of mastering your life, but this could be a stepping stone to people. Just don't make it a stumbling block and then hold yourself back from pursuing holy curiosity and answering questions and solving problems and preventing issues that you may be praying for. I think that most people pray for things that they're grateful for or things that they're ungrateful for. And I believe that if we look carefully enough, every moment of our life we can be grateful for. Every time I do the breakthrough experience, I've had people come in with things that they were praying for some assistance. We went through and navigated through it, looked at it from a new perspective, and then they were grateful for what is as it is. And there was nothing to fix, nothing to change, nothing was missing. To me, that state of awareness is science and reproducible. And I prefer to use that tool and that approach than hoping some supernatural mechanism is going to solve my problems. But everybody's got a different stage of awareness. So I just thought I'd talk and discuss a moment that question. And hopefully that was something to make your brain think a bit. But whatever you believe prayer is, and however way it's served you, fantastic. I just think that it's wise to keep your eyes open for an objective pursuit of understanding of it instead of just stopping and subordinating to it and then possibly passing up even more efficient ways of accomplishing what you want in life.